Welcome to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. We are about to air an interview with Monica Brinson. She was once a candidate for governor in the Democratic primary. Now, she dropped out before the primary election, and that election is long past. But we're airing the interview anyway because she made some astonishing claims, even fantastical claims, about what happened to her during her campaign. So without further ado, here's Monica Brinson. Welcome back to Jersey Matters. When we first reached out to our next guest, she was a Democratic candidate for governor in the upcoming election. She is no longer a candidate. Monica Brinson. She is not a politician. You said you claimed you were a change agent.
Correct.
You would have brought a change to New Jersey.
Yes.
That change isn't going to happen now, at least under your leadership.
Right.
Why did you drop out?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. And the reason that I dropped out is basically things got pretty dangerous for me. I lived in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, and my campaign was really picking up some momentum. But unfortunately, there were people within the town who I guess didn't want to see the change that I planned on bringing. So my tires were constantly slashed. Every time I would try to go to a speaking event, I would be rushed to the hospital for carbon monoxide fumes. First, I just thought maybe, okay, the tires are flat.
Where did the carbon monoxide fumes come from?
They came from someone was tampering with my car. So there was carbon monoxide fumes that would come through. I don't know how or what they did to the vehicle. 4 times a day, the alarm on my car would be set off. So it was, Grand Theft Auto. They called it, from what my mechanic told me, jamming, where the key fob was stolen. And so my car was just always being broken into and tampered with.
Your assumption is this was politically motivated?
I think there's a piece of it, and I only say that because my mailbox for my gubernatorial mail was across the street, and that was broken into. So I do believe that these bizarre things started happening as soon as the campaign started picking up.
Has this been investigated? Have there been a police report?
I've made about 20 police reports, but I don't know what the police have done. I still don't feel completely safe, so I haven't heard back from the police, but it really came down to safety, and I decided to get out of the race when I would go out to get signatures for my petition, and different people would walk by and there'd be a weird mist that they would spray and my chest would get tight. So that was the end for me. It's bizarre.
So you saw these people, though, that would walk by, and did you tell the police about that?
I did. So I've heard nothing back from the police, and I'm hoping that this is being investigated. But for my safety, I had to sit this out, but I'm not keeping quiet when it comes to stepping up for positive change. So,
let's talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But has this stopped since you dropped out?
No. I'm
so
still.
Maybe it's not politically motivated.
Well, I'm still helping various politicians, and so I think that, like for instance, I went to an event for the lieutenant governor. When I came back outside, there was something on my steering wheel that burned my hands that felt like pepper spray. So I had to report that to the police in Denville. It just seems to happen when I'm on my way to somewhere that's connected to politics.
And the police have had no headway in finding out who's done any of this?
No, I mean, I have a pretty good idea of who it is, of which I'm not going to say because I've given these names to the police. But yeah, it's pretty. I don't see these, it hasn't stopped. My information is now on the dark web, so I'm constantly followed. And it all happened right around the time that I was really, truly launching this campaign.
Let's talk about where you're going from here. You are endorsing another Democratic candidate.
Correct.
Who's that?
So I think that I met some amazing people on this campaign trail, and the Democratic candidate that I am endorsing is Raymond Lesniak. I think he's amazing. I think that he'll do a phenomenal job for New Jersey. So I think that from a Democratic perspective, that is your choice.
But you don't think he's going to win, and that's why you've been working for the lieutenant governor.
Well, Larry, you just...
No, because that makes sense, doesn't it? Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, why would you campaign work for the lieutenant governor if you thought the guy you endorsed could win the Democratic nomination?
I think there's a possibility, but I think that the person... Here's the bottom line. Ray could come, anybody could win this, right? But I think that at the end of the day, The person who needs to continue to do the job is the Lieutenant Governor, Kim Guadagno.
This is interesting.
Go ahead.
So what if Ray Lesniak wins the Democratic nomination?
Then that's phenomenal. I'm still going to, I'm not I'm campaigning now for the governor, but I support anybody who's going to bring the change that New Jersey needs to see.
Well, you obviously don't think that's Phil Murphy.
No, I don't. And I like Phil Murphy, and Phil Murphy knows that, but we need experience. We need people who are going to just get it. No, I do not. I do not think it's Phil Murphy, but I like Phil Murphy.
But so if it comes down to Phil Murphy, if the polls are correct,
right.
You're right, we have no idea who's going to win.
We don't, right.
Because there's a lot of people that
yes.
have decided, a whole lot of people that
yes.
have decided. But if you believe the polls, the leaders are Phil Murphy and Kim Guadagno.
That's correct.
If it comes down to those two,
right.
Are you going to switch your affiliation? Will you become Republican?
I'm not going to switch my affiliation, but I will continue to speak for the Lieutenant Governor. Because I definitely, and you know what, as a matter of fact, because I'll be working later on the campaign.
Oh, win with Kim.
Right, win with Kim. She's the person for the job, and that's really what it comes down to.
Why is she the person for the job?
She's the person for the job because, for one, part of my campaign is, part of what I was talking about was I just feel that Chris Christie has really let New Jersey down, and I don't think that a lot of people understand that. While he was campaigning, running for president, working with President Trump, it's been Kim who's been truly being humble and working 3 jobs.
She was governor.
Absolutely.
While he was away.
She is governor. So she's working his job, she's working her job, and she's Secretary of State, so she can do this. And
thanks for coming in. I'm sorry about what's happening to you. If you find out anything about it, please let us know.
Absolutely.
Because we'll have you back on to talk about it.
I would love it.
Monica Brinson, former gubernatorial candidate for governor of New Jersey in the Democratic Party, but now she's going to endorse a Republican. When Jersey Matters continues, an active shooter in a school, what would you do? We will show you step by step when Jersey Matters continues.